everyone, Sarah here from mrslincolnsinkin.com. Welcome to today's Friday video tutorial. Today we are going to be making these cute little 4x6 picture card frames where they fit an average size 4x6 photo, or you can decorate the insides of them as well. I am using these for Valentine's Day, obviously. Love this one with all the bling. Oh my goodness. And you can see I got a little bit of glare there because I used a window sheet. So I thought that these were a great idea for Valentine's Day. The recipient can pop them right up on their tabletop and allow everybody to see the photo that you've chosen or your beautiful artwork on the inside. So let's go ahead and get started making today's project. First, what you're going to need is a base piece of cardstock, and this is cut at 10 1/4 by 7. And then you're going to need 2 pieces cut at 4 by 6. And I would suggest having one of your 4 by 6 pieces cut the same color as your base piece, and then a piece of DSP. And this DSP is from the Best Year Ever set. I love this set. It's double-sided. We're using the blue today. So let's get our 4 by 6 pieces out of the way and grab our stamping trimmer, because we need to do a lot of scoring for this one. Okay, so first what you want to do is you want to score your cardstock with the 10 1/4 inch side at the top. You want to score this at 5 and then slide it down at 5 1/4 and score. Okay, now you only want to fold on your 5-inch score mark. Okay, so see how it's uneven? Because the 5-inch side right here, or the side with the 5-inch score mark, is going to be the side that we're going to make our frame on. Okay, so we're going to take our cardstock again with the 10 1/4 inch side at the top, and we are going to place it in. We're using the right side of our paper trimmer today for all of our measurements. So we want to place this, I'm moving the camera all over the place. Place this at a 1/2 inch right here on the right hand side. We're going to take and put our paper arm down here, but we're only going to score from a 1/2 inch down to 6 1/2. So we're not going to score to the whole thing. Just a 1/2 inch down to 6 1/2. Now we're going to take and we're going to scoot our paper down here to 3/4 inch. Close the arm and again score from 1/2 inch down to 6 1/2. Okay. Now we're going to take and turn our paper like this. So now our 10 1/4 inch side is all the way down our paper trimmer. And we're going to line this up again at 1/2 inch. This time we are only going to score from the 1/2 inch mark down to 4 1/2. So 1/2 inch down to 4 1/2. We're going to slide it down again to 3/4 inch, and we are going to score from 1/2 inch down to 4 1/2 again. Okay, now to do the next side we need to fold it on that 5-inch score mark that we already folded on. So now the folded side needs to be placed at 1/2 inch on the right hand side of our cutter. We need to score from 1/2 inch down to 6 1/2. Slide it down again to 3/4 inch, and we're going to score from 1/2 inch down to 6 1/2. Okay, we're going to turn it 90 degrees for the last time, and we're going to repeat the same thing. Line it up at the 1/2 inch mark. We're going to score from 1/2 inch down to 4 1/2. One more time to the 3/4 inch mark right there. 1/2 inch down to 4.5. Okay, so on the long sides, these two long sides, they're the same measurements. You score from 1/2 inch to 6.5 twice on each side, and then on the smaller sides here, you score from 1/2 inch to 4.5 twice on each side. Okay, so now we need to open this up, and if you ask me, this is, I don't know why, but this is the most difficult part for me. We have to line this part here and this point down here as best we can in our paper trimmer, because we need to make a slit. Now we don't want to cut all the way through. So how I do it is I put my score marks in there with my arm down, and I just kind of try and I'm really sorry if my head is in the camera, I try and line that up the best that I can, okay? Because you'll find that your points aren't exactly even, and it's supposed to be like that. But so then you're going to take your cutting blade now, and you're just going to make one slit, not cutting all the way through. So it looks like this. Okay, it's not cut all the way through. We're going to do the exact same thing going the other way. So place this in there the best that you can, and then make a slit. Okay, so now we can move our paper trimmer for a moment. So now it looks like this. Okay, you got 4 little flappy things right there, and that's a very technical crafting term, is flappy things, just so you know. Okay, so now we need to do some reinforcing. So on each triangle here, you have the 2 score lines that we made. On the score line that is closest to you, we need to fold back. No, we missed a step. See? Okay, we have to take our paper scissors here, and we have to finish cutting all the way up to that, to the corner there. Do you see that? I was so in tune with my technical term of flappy things, I forgot to cut. Okay, so you see, so my cut mark, it isn't very even at all, which is fine. And then you just take your scissors right here, line those up with the corner, and then cut. Okay, line it up and then cut. Now you have 4 free moving flappy things. Okay, so let's try folding it again. So the score line that is closest to you, you have to fold back, and then you still see that score line right here on your triangle. Now you fold that one forward, and the black cardstock probably wasn't the best for me to use. Okay, now you want to make sure that these are really good and reinforced. Now we're going to do this on all 4 of these triangles. So score line closest to us goes back, next score line goes forward. Okay, now this one, score line closest to us back, and then away from us. Oop, there we go. Had to find the score mark there. And then last one, away from us, or towards us, then away from us. Man, I just can't talk today. Coming up with flappy things and goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. So now we have X marks the spot, right? Okay. So now on that 5-inch score mark that we made, we need to fold our frame in towards us, okay? Now this is when you want to take that 5 1/4 inch score mark that we made at the very beginning of the video, and you want to score that as well. And it might be a little tricky because your frame, you know, is in there, and your frame kind of wants to do its own thing, but you be the boss. You tell it it's going this way. All right, so see, now we have our frame card. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to have the back part up. So now see, my flaps are up towards me. We need to take our cardstock here, and I would definitely use red sticky or something on this, but for the sake of the video, I'm just using snail, and you put snail all over it. Get it nice and good and covered. Okay, so now we're going to take this and we're going to lay this right on here, and I try and push in my sides so that they're even, because you don't really want your your sides to be sticking out, because your recipient is going to see this part of your card, so you don't want it to look all sloppy, because you went through all this trouble to make it for them. And see, red sticky would have stuck better already, because it's, that's its purpose is to stick better. Okay, so push this in, come from the bottom. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now you would just flip it over and make sure that those sides are good and down. So now we have our X with our adhesive still showing. Well, that's where our DSP comes into play. So I'm going to snail this piece up too. Okay, and then I'm going to lay this right inside of our box. Now, sometimes the 4x6 piece doesn't fit quite right, and so you have to trim things. Looks like I might kind of get lucky with this one, but if it doesn't fit, that's just something that you might run into, because every trimmer is different, every thing is different. So if it doesn't fit, it's not that you did something wrong, it's just it cut different. So that one, I lucked out with that one. And so then there is your frame. So then you would put your picture in there, your decorations, and see, and it stands up. And once you get stuff in here, like your heavier embellishments or your photo, it'll stand up better. This one just doesn't really have anything on it, so it doesn't stand up as well, but it still stands up. So anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed today's video tutorial. Thank you so much for stopping by. Until next time, happy inking!